about what's going to happen before I go on paternity leave. Nothing will change about where you send your stuff to, so it'll be the same dojo account, the same email. So wherever you've been sending stuff, just keep sending it there. I may not respond, but all that stuff will still be turned in the same way. So you don't have to worry about putting it somewhere else or adding somebody new or talking to somebody new in terms of where you sent. Okay, somebody else might be able to help you with a question that you might have, but everything else will stay the same pretty much. Okay, for 6th and 7th grade, we are going to go over your guys' books. 8th grade, your stuff is almost the same as 7th grade structure-wise. So whatever I say for 7th grade, it pretty much carries over to your book. So while the content will be different, the structure stays the same, and you can pretty much get it from there. With religion, we do have a little bit of things changing, a little bit of differences. We've mostly done review, obviously, as of now. That will change. We will go through the last unit in our religion book, and I'll show you kind of what I expect throughout the week. So, as we go through that, again, 8th grade, whatever I say for 7th grade, yours is going to be pretty much the same. Again, the content is different. The structure is exactly the same. Okay, so as we go through, you can use this video. You can compare it to the list that I sent you of stuff to get through. And anything else you might need, just message me or Mrs. Muckerhide or Mrs. Pitts. I'm sure they would be able to help you as well. Okay? All right, so let's get into it. So on Mondays, now for religion, we are going to go through basically the first half of a session. A session, as you know, is a chapter, okay? And we are going to try to keep it as closely as we do when it comes to school, okay? We'll go through it a little faster than we normally do, but because we are going to add worksheets to the week, okay? But our week will change. So the first couple days, you are going to read and take notes, okay, on these first, for 6th grade, it's going to be these first pages, okay? So 124 and 125 are the examples have, and I think 249 as well, okay? So that'll be your first day. You'll notice on the checklist I say complete as well. What does complete mean? Okay, it means when you get something like this, you do it in your book. Okay, you can see I have my teacher's edition. The answers will vary, so sorry I didn't give any free answers there. Okay, but you will complete this. Okay, anything that we left blank, you go ahead and complete. If you have any questions, okay, about how to do it, most of it should be pretty straightforward. Some of it may require a Bible, but again, you can easily look up Bible verses online, and they want you to basically think about what the verse is saying. They don't necessarily want you to copy a verse down, okay, or translate it literally. It's mostly to get you thinking about the topic. And it almost always lines up. So if we're talking about the 3 theological virtues, that Bible verse will line up with those ideas: faith, hope, and charity. Okay? The second day, okay, will be the same thing. On Tuesdays, well, I want to say Tuesdays, but I think it actually ends up being a little different. Okay, I think we're starting with day 21, which is the new way, on, I want to say it's a Thursday. Okay, so just follow the guidelines. I tried to keep it as close as possible, but the days just didn't end up that way. So you start off your second day, okay, or day 22, we can say, will be with your prayer page. Go ahead and go through the prayer page, okay, do what it says. Afterwards, usually you reflect. And again, you'll have a few pages just to go over. So here, you have your final page, 6th grade 127, and your faith summary, okay? So make sure you go over that. As always, you can go over the With My Family section. If your family wants to take part in it, might be a good idea. Might have a little activity, okay, which your parents can join in with you to maybe go through your day a little bit. Maybe take some of the load off, just kind of sitting around not doing much, okay? So you would, exactly like I said earlier, you would go ahead and complete, okay, this section here. And that is the stuff that you would want to take a picture of and send me, okay? If there is something that you need to complete, go ahead and send me that. Okay. Notes we've talked about before. Most notes are going to be like your definitions. Okay, like here we have canonized and doctor of the church. But again, as you go through a paragraph, okay, you're going to want to ask, why is the author telling me this? What is the point? And no, not the question that you guys always ask me, why are we doing this, Mr. Scheidt? Why do we need religion? Why do we need social studies? That's not what I mean. You're going to have stuff that you go over in life that you have to go through, but you have to find the lesson in it. Why do I need to know this? Why is this even a standard? Why is this something that I continue to have to go over? Why is it something that's going to be important to my life? And that's what you need to pull out, okay? So either underlining or highlighting with the highlighter. If you got a favorite color that you like to use, I'm fine with that. But you do not have to send me all of your pages for notes, okay? I'm looking for participation, okay? I'm looking for you actively being engaged, okay? And again, we want to see that you're taking the lesson in, okay, and going from there. All right, and then you are done that second day, okay? So notes and a little bit of completion, as we see 7th grade here, be very similar, okay? We have something to complete, not a whole lot, okay? So notes, anything that we need to complete. Notice this second page doesn't even have anything to complete, okay? So you are just taking notes on this page, all right? Then you get to your prayer page. 7th and 8th grade, your second day, okay, or what would normally be like our Tuesday, would be the prayer page, the where do I fit in, and as I've said many times in class, the where do I fit in sometimes has us go way out of the ordinary and do something that's going to take a lot of effort. Okay, this one says, because the patient followed Jesus' example, the author recognized him. This patient encouraged the author in her own faith. On a separate sheet of paper, share a story about someone whose example deepened your love for Jesus. That will just go in something like your religion notebook. Okay, it doesn't need to be sent to me. Okay, but these are very, very good for reflections. The second day, though, what does need to be sent to me is this right here. Whoop! I just realized I gave some of you the answers. So that's all right. But anyway, you will send me your what's what page on that second day. There you go. I gave you the answer number 1. And if you're smart enough, you can go back and pause the video and get the rest of the answers. All right. So you do the what's what page. You come down here to the say what. And you make sure you have all the definitions. Okay. So 7th grade, this first one's not very tough. You got 4 definitions this session. Pretty simple. Okay. So you send me this page, okay? It is the final page, okay, of a session. It's called the What's What page. We usually did this on a Thursday, okay? But now we're doing it on what will be our Tuesday, okay? It's our second day of a session, okay? So day 22, day 27, day 32, day 37, yada, yada, so on and so forth, okay? So that's pretty much it for religion, okay? The 2 days. You'll send me what you have for completions, okay? Wednesday, or the third day, is going to be the first BLM, the Black Line Master, or the worksheet, just like we've said before, okay? And the 4th day will be the wrap-up, where you kind of summarize everything and bring it together. And then the 5th day will be a quiz, okay? And so you'll just send me scans or pictures, okay, of all of those. All right, so let's get into social studies. Okay, social studies. Parents, social studies is pretty easy. Note taking starts like right here, key terms and places. Okay, so those need to be written down in a notebook. If your student is savvy enough and organized enough, they can actually include their assessment on the same page as their notes. That way you're just sending me one page and you're not having to send multiple screenshots of stuff. As with always, same thing as the assessments that we've been doing, okay? We are going to do the reviewing ideas, terms, and places. We do not go into critical thinking, okay? So we only do the reviewing ideas, terms, and places. You'll know that I have the numbers written on there, and of course we do all of those, okay? So with that said, we'll go through a chapter. We will the different part is, for social studies, we will spend days going over just a skills page. Okay, so these are kind of your break in the week. Okay, so you see here you have a learn the skill. So we're learning about using a topographic map. Okay, and you learn the skill. You guys should know that any definition that pops up in these paragraphs here, you need to write down. So probably, well, a topographic map. Okay, and it says topographic maps should show elevation or the height or land above sea level. Write that down. Anywhere else that you find a definition, okay, do that. Obviously, we're going to do the practice questions, and then we will do the apply box if, again, it's not too out of the ordinary. Okay, I marked it down for you. You should really try to do it if you are able. Okay, searching the internet, some people can do it super easy. Some people it takes a little while longer. It's sometimes harder to search the internet on something like a phone, and it's really easy to do on something like a Chromebook or a tablet. Okay, so do what you can do to the best of your ability. Okay, so we'll continue to go through a chapter. Take notes, do the assessment, reviewing ideas, terms, and places. Don't worry about critical thinking. You can always do critical thinking if you feel up to it. Okay, it does include a little bit of higher level thinking, higher level ideas. Okay, and then we continue to go through a section, and then we go to the chapter review. Okay, the chapter review, we will always do reviewing vocabulary, terms, and places, all of them. We will always do comprehension and critical thinking, but we only do the A letters, okay? So 13A, 14A, 15A, okay, and so on, 16A. We will do the social studies skills, so we will do all of these, and they're listed for you on your checklist, so don't worry, you have them all listed there for you. We will not use the internet, but I do like using the map activity. We will also not do the focus on reading and writing. We do not do the standardized test prep. Okay, so that is what you'll be looking at. Okay, that's just a rough example. All right, so close our 6th grade book, going on to 7th grade. Again, just using kind of an example, flip to a random chapter here. All right, so again, this is my teacher one, so it's different than the books that you guys have. We are in the early Americas. Okay, so just a random chapter, but again, the structure is exactly the same. All right, so the first day of a new chapter, you are going to do the skills page. Okay, the difference between 6th grade and 7th grade and 8th grade is 7th grade and 8th grade have 2 skills pages. They have a reading social studies page at the beginning of every single chapter. Those will be what we do that first day. So you read, you take notes. Okay, we've done so many of these this year in class. I think you know what you need to do. Okay, make sure you read through, learn the information, any definitions that pop up, you write that down, and probably any of the pointers that are kind of along the edges here, this is just part of your book. Okay, so any of the pointers that they have here for the skill, you probably want to write down too. And then the last thing we need to do is the you try it page. Okay, and you'll know what I say on my checklist that I have there for you, that this is what you are going to kind of send me. Okay, so I want to see the you try it page. This can all be on the same page. This is easy peasy, all on the same page. You can send literally the notes, the information, and the you try it page all on the same page. It should not take up more than a page. If it does, you need to condense your writing a little bit. You're writing way too big. Okay, all right. Then the same thing, literally the same thing I showed as 6th grade. Okay, they have your definitions over here. Make sure you have those. Go through the paragraphs though, don't just skip. I know y'all are just gonna skip and go to the definitions and just write them down. Okay, make sure you go into the paragraphs. All right, why do I need to know this information? Why are they teaching me about the classic age? What is the point? What is the biggest idea that I can get out of this? What was the main idea of the classic age? Okay, make a decision, maybe highlight. Don't highlight in your book, sorry, I did not mean to say that. But write it down in your notebook. Okay, Mayan culture, same thing. You can see the red headers. Okay, obviously, why is Mayan religion important? Okay, why is other aspects of Mayan culture? What are some of the Mayan achievements? All right, same thing. Reviewing ideas, terms, and people, that doesn't change. Don't worry about critical thinking. Don't worry about focus on writing. All right, go through the chapter, yada yada yada, And the nice thing about 7th grade and 8th grade is they stay the same throughout. Okay? So there is a reading social studies page at the beginning of the chapter. There's a social studies skills page at the end of the chapter. All right? So you'll take a break before doing a chapter, and this will be kind of your break before getting into your chapter review. Okay? So you'll do your social studies skills page, again, just like with 6th grade. Any definitions that pop up in here, okay, economic effects, you might not know what economic effects are. Make sure you write it down, okay, a social effect, okay, a personal effect, all those other things can be written down because they are definitions. You always write down the green numbers. Those are notes, okay, we've talked about that before. The learn the skill, green numbers are notes, and then your assessment basically for the day will be the black numbers, okay, in the practice and apply the skill box, all right? That is really it, okay? Reviewing, same thing as with 6th grade. We do all the reviewing, vocabulary terms and people. For comprehension and critical thinking, we do the A numbers only, 11A, 12A, 13A. We do the social studies skills. Normally it has you refer back to either a map, okay, or the skills page itself. So you just flip the page back over and look at the skills page. Do not worry about using the internet. We do the reading skills too because it's something that we went over, and we review the themes, okay? So themes are important. Do not worry about focus on writing or the standardized test practice. So basically all that's slowing down in religion is we are just doing skills page, okay? They will not be added on. I know I had the social studies skills page being added on the same day as the chapter review. We're slowing down. We are doing skills page 1 per day, and then 1 section per day, and then we're in each chapter with a chapter review, okay? So we're basically just slowing down a little bit. Religion, we are changing things up quite a bit, so that basically notes the first and second days, and anything that you might need to complete, and then a worksheet Wednesday, a worksheet Thursday, a worksheet Friday. I am referring to it as we are starting day 21 on a Monday. We are not. Again, I think that starts on a Thursday. So with that said, if you have any questions or comments, concerns, you know, you can always shoot me a dojo message. But for paternity leave, I don't believe that I am able to respond. Again, they got somebody to come in and fill in for me, and that person knows what they're doing, and they will be able to help you to the best of their ability. Okay, so we've gone over this for quite some time. If you are sending it to my email, okay, it will get forwarded to the right person, okay? But I wish you all a wonderful end of year. You will probably hear from me again, especially my 8th graders who are getting ready to graduate if you're turning your stuff in, okay? So make sure that you're getting that stuff turned in as soon as you can. You know, with everybody, we've said that, you know, your midterms are coming out soon. They need to be turned in. Make sure you get that stuff on your checklist done, okay? 8th grade, I know this is a crazy time, but you have to turn in your work. If you don't, there is a chance that you cannot be let into the high school that you want to go to, okay? So you have to get your stuff turned in, okay? I understand that it takes a while, and you have a lot of subjects to go through. That's why I tried to make this so that you can definitely get it done within a day, or at least 20 or so minutes, okay? All right. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your year. Hopefully you had a great Easter and are having a wonderful spring break, and I'll talk with you soon. Goodbye.